With over 78% of Americans living paycheck to paycheck, you need to be doing this every time you get paid. This simple paycheck routine has helped me save over $100,000 over the last couple years, and it's very easy to replicate for yourself. These are all the steps that I have actually been doing for the last couple of years, and it's actually paid off because with these steps, I was able to save well over $100,000. The order of the steps is one of the most important parts. The first thing you should be doing once you receive your paycheck is invest. Now, I would recommend to do it in the following order. First off, you want to contribute to your 401k for the match. If your company offers a match, contribute up to the highest amount to receive the match. Your company's match is basically free money, so you don't want to miss out on that. Number two, I would recommend to invest in an IRA or a Roth IRA. I personally use Robinhood, and it also offers a 3% match on an IRA, which has never been done and not heard of in the industry. Number three, any remaining money to invest should be contributed to your 401k and then a taxable account. There's too many friends and family that I see that take their money and right away invest it in a brokerage account before their retirement account, and they're missing out on a huge payout difference by doing so. Now, let's assume that investing takes up 20% of your paycheck. And you'll see throughout this video, the order that I list the items I spend my money on for my paycheck is very important. Most of the public does the exact opposite of the order I list in this video and struggle to save money at the end of each month. With your long-term investments handled, the next thing you'll want to do is contribute to your short and long-term savings. The savings can be used as an emergency fund or saving for a big purchase such as a house or a car. This strategy is called paying yourself first. It requires you to treat your investing and savings like a fixed expense. That means that you set money aside as soon as you get it rather than waiting to see how much you have left at the end of the month. If you wait to see how much you have left at the end of the month, you'll have a lot less or none at all. No matter the amount you contribute, make sure you automate the process so you don't end up spending it first. Now, let's assume that saving takes up 10% of your paycheck. The next step is paying your bills and expenses. Review your budget and note how much you'll need to spend on fixed expenses such as rent, utilities, transportation, and groceries. This is going to be by far the biggest percentage that comes out of your paycheck. But luckily, we have 70% of our paycheck left after investing in savings. This includes also staying on top of any debt that you may have. Prioritizing debt payments will prevent you from falling even further behind and owing even more money from the interest. I take this one step further and I personally spend all of the money up front on my bills. So whenever I have my mortgage payment due or I need to fill up a tank of gas for my car or buy groceries, I personally front load all my expenses and pay for them as soon as I can. So that way when I receive my paycheck, it feels like I barely have any money left. Now, with this mindset, it allows me to think twice on purchases if I truly need them or if I'm just spending money to spend it. Do I truly need some shoes when I already have 10 pairs, or this clothes or going out to the restaurant? It makes me kind of just think twice about it. I know there's gonna be comments saying I won't have any money left to pay bills if I'm spending it all on investing and savings, but that's the point. Once you invest in yourself and in your future, it will force you to either find creative ways to make more money with side hustles or force you to save your money in other areas. If you use your paycheck to pay for your bills right away and then say you'll just invest the remaining money, it will be less than when you did it first, and set it as a priority from day one. Now, let's assume that your bills take up 60% of your paycheck. Lastly, with any money left over, feel free to spend it however you want. This is a judgment-free section of spending. Use your leftover money to book that trip, spend it on clothing, eat out at a nice restaurant, or things you might not need but would actually enjoy. I don't think this process should force you to be perfect at saving and investing. That's never the goal. Plus, if you try to be perfect with your paycheck, you most likely won't be saving and investing for a long time, and it won't be manageable. The key here is all about balance. Now, let's assume that this section takes up 10% of your paycheck. Here are some tips to make it easy to invest, save, and pay for your bills. Number one is to automate the process. This step is critical. This way, you don't even have to think about it. So with my real world example with my paycheck from work, I have it automatically taken out with my 401k for match with the company. Then the remaining money I receive is split, and half of it goes automatically into my Robinhood account to earn a 5% APY. Other half then goes into my checking account with Chase to pay for bills right away. Number two is going to be to shift your mindset. Paying my investments first, then savings, and then lastly expenses means that every month I am investing and saving money. I have no excuses not to do this since it's a top priority and it's also all automated. This alone has allowed me to dramatically reduce the number of purchases I make. It makes me think twice, 3, or even 6 times about buying something. For example, do I actually need another hoodie when I already have 8 pairs? The third and last one is to be creative. If you find it hard to pay your bills after you put money aside for investing in savings, find ways to make more or to spend less. Are there ways that you can actually start a side hustle or just cut back some of your biggest expenses? For example, I started doing Amazon product review videos that usually make me an additional $1,500 to $2,500 per month, while only taking up about 2 hours of work per week. This dramatically helps me to invest and pay for my expenses. Another way could be to significantly reduce your expenses. One of my biggest expenses in the past was rent. A couple years ago, I bought a 3-flat and renovated 3 of the units. Not only do I no longer pay rent, but I actually make money from it each and every month. If buying a property out is out of the cards for you, you could also always get a roommate, live with family members, or maybe sell a car or even take public transportation. There are always amazing ways to save more money, but you might just have to be a little creative about it. Well, that's what I do every time I receive my paycheck. Tell me down below in the comments, what are your first 2 things you buy when you receive your paycheck? Check out this other video here that has been hand selected by YouTube for you to watch. I'll see you guys in the next one, and this is Kevin, your financial tutor, signing off. Peace.